So, formal introduction. Let's talk about Ghost Trick, alright? For those of you who don't know, Ghost Trick is a murder mystery puzzle game made by the same team that made Ace Attorney. It is written fantastically. I have, out of the 2 games that I've played this year that have had masterful writing, it has been Nier Automata and Ghost Trick. I'm not gonna tell you guys what the plot is. Go fucking play it. You can play it on your phone. And they have really, really good character designs. That being said, though, there might be spoilers. So if you want to play Ghost Trick and spoiler-free, I recommend clicking off this video now, YouTube, or if you're on the stream, whatever. So, because I'm very used to calling this bitch Sissel, I'm calling him Sissel. I don't even remember what his actual is, Yomiel. This is your main character for the good chunk of the game. Sissel, Yomiel, whatever name you want to call him. I call him fucking pointy, he's sharp. I was so glad when I played this game that I looked at him and I was like, you must have been real sleazy when you were alive. And I was right! Everything about this dude is giving me, you are a con man or you were some sort of criminal. He's like, not exactly the case, but the vibe he gives you is sleaze. I love you 2 bits, Sissel, I do. But the sunglasses at night do not help you. The hair shape is hilarious, because he looks like one of the ghosts in the game without even being dead, and he's always had hair like that, which is really funny. This is your main character for a big chunk of the game, and he's very striking, not in the sense of his outfit's very wacky. No, it's the color. Sissel is wearing red. Red is one of the most eye-catching colors you can use for any design, to the point that I usually like to use it as an accent, unless I'm trying to be like, this is a character that is loud and obnoxious, and is very annoying, or has to be the center of attention, which Sissel is. I actually love this boy. It's a fucking great character. It also gives a bit, like, this is also done through posture, because there's some characters in Ghost Trick that share designs, but through posture, their personality changes a lot. So what I can see from Sissel is that he's a cocky dipshit. Spiky banana hair. It's not a banana, it's like a ghost. I didn't get games mostly during the night. Yeah, it's a game set at night. It's a game where not a lot happens, nothing happens during the day. So it's really funny because you look at him and you're like, why the fuck are you dressed in such a bright color? It's because he's a character with a simple design, but a striking color palette. If you can't make an outfit interesting through shape, do it through texture. If you can't do it through texture, do it through color. And this is a good example of making a character design interesting through color, but also shape, because the hair. This is also a very formal outfit. He's wearing a suit, but the fact that it's in such a wacky color makes it dresses it down. Normally, if you're wearing something like a suit with a full tie, you're gonna look very formal unless it's in a weird color, and red is the perfect weird color. He does look like a pencil, a little bit, yeah. So let's see our leading lady. Oh, baby girl, Lynne. First of all, idiot. And you know what? She is giving idiot. A little bit. Yeah, them eyes are kind of vacant, though. I really like Lynne. Fun fact, I was gonna make Lynne my model for the game, but her hair is so big that it literally did not fit in the frame. When you look at her, you don't think detective until you see the badge. So, like, she's very fashionable, she's very trendy, and she feels trendy. She definitely feels like someone that likes to dress nice, is very cute, but she's also, like, an idiot. Lynne is not smart. We've said before that she's special. She dies a lot. But the thing that makes Lynne's design cool, besides the fact that her hair is very striking, is the use of the color palette. It's also fantastic. I think that Ghost Trick has a very good play on color. None of the characters have colored irises. They all have black eyes. But the rest of the outfits, the rest of the colors on the characters are so striking that you don't even fucking notice it. She has bright fucking orange hair, okay? Like, look at her. And the point of making her hair so bright is so that your eye goes to her face. I didn't even notice the badge right away because I immediately looked at the bright orange hair, but like her entire outfit, with the exception of her dress, is made in warm tones. It's yellow, it's like warm brown, it's skin tones, and orange. And her dress is blue as a nice accent to offset how warm her tone is, and it clashes with her hair. It's a really nice offset for her hair. It plays with shapes and it plays with color because this game had really simple 3D models. I don't know if you guys if you've ever played Ghost Trick, if you watch the streams, you'll know. There's like no texture in there. It's all a toon shader. So they had to make the outfits interesting through shape and color. And it's really cute because if you look at her design, if you squint, it's basically an hourglass. Her hair is the top and the coat is the bottom. It's a masterfully composed design because this game is everything to do with time. And time again, you are yeeting this bitch from the hourglass of her death. Because, dear God, Lynne cannot stay alive to save her fucking life. I really like this design. It's really cute. It's so trendy. It's so peppy. It tells me everything I need to know about Lynne in, like, a glance. That, like, you know what? Moron with a heart of gold. We love her. Queso pollo. It doesn't have a lot of detail because, again, we did have limitations on the DS because it's a much smaller screen than what we're used to nowadays. A lot of the character's intent and actions had to be conveyed through the entire body, so that's why it was also such bright colors. However, it's interesting to note that the line art for most of these is brown. It's a bold choice. Normally you would go with black, but it's soft and it's like brown or purple, it's purple. But using a character like purple, it warms up everything. It's still very striking, but it's not as harsh on the eye as a solid black shade. I do this sometimes. Sometimes I add bits of colored line art to my pieces if I want something to look softer. However, seeing as how cartoony this game is, making the line art purple instead of black makes it animate better. It looks much nicer in the game, and it also softens it up a little bit so that the viewer isn't like, oh, solid black shading, because there's barely any shades in this. Baby girl. So, the thing I love about Ghost Trick is that every single character in this game, every single one, no exception, even like the lamest NPC, has a shit ton of personality. All of them do. Now, you'll notice right away with Camila that she barely has block shading. Why? Friend-shaped. She needs to be soft. She is basically one of the softest characters in this game. She wants to be cute, she needs to be lovable, and the way that you do that, besides the fact that she's very round and very squishy, they didn't give her a lot of really hard shapes or angles or really hard shading, because I think that if they had done that, she would have looked a lot more mature. They needed this to be a cute little girl. They sell it. I love her color scheme. Like, 90% of her looks is her mother, absolutely. I particularly like the use of purple and yellow. It almost reminds me of an Easter egg, because she has a very pastel shade of purple in her hair, but since the ribbon is yellow, it's a pop of color that instantly draws your eye to it, because otherwise you might not look at her face right away because the blue of her dress is much brighter than her hair. It's a very soft shade of purple, so your eye tends to gravitate towards the brightest colors first, and by making the bow yellow, they actually made it so that you look at her face before you look at anything else. Shape-wise, she's pretty simple. It's a nice little blue dress with a cute little coat on top, big red thing, a big little red jewel. It doesn't need a lot. These designs are memorable because they're very striking, they're very well put together. Camila's is one of the ones that I like the best, mainly because it's so cute. It screams cute, it yells cute at you with how well that they played with the shapes for this and with the colors. This is the team behind Ace Attorney, and if you've played an Ace Attorney game, you'll know that they have really wacky character designs. Except for this game, they went with an art style that was a little bit more impactful in both its line weight, its use of color, and its use of shape. Missile! Oh my god, I love this thing. I adore this creature. Look. If I ever get a dog again, if Evrietas ever, like, ascends to, like, a higher plane of existence, I'm getting a Pomeranian. This stupid thing has single-handedly made me love Poms, and now I want one. The goodest of boys. Missile is one of those cases where you can grab an animal that's already very cute. I don't know if you guys have seen an IRL Pomeranian. Wait, put up a picture. If you put up a picture of a Pomeranian with a deranged face, yeah, no, do that. That's actually really funny. Now then, you can't make something for this type of video game super foofy without making it a sphere. There's a limit of lines that you can use in an art style like this before it starts to get a little bit messy looking. But with Missile, I think they did a great job. Missile is one of those characters I like to call friend-shaped. I love Missile because you can tell it's a Pomeranian at a glance. It's really not that easy to draw a dog breed and be able to tell what it is immediately, unless you really know what you're doing shape-wise. Also, fun fact, one of the devs has this dog. This is literally one of the devs' dogs that they decided to put into this video game. And yeah, theme of this game is your pets love you very, very much. Missile, it's a dog. There's not a ton to say about it. They made him way cuter because look at his eyes. You know how dogs look at you with, like, love and adoration, but at the same time you can tell that it's head empty? Missile looks like he just met you. Like you just left for 10 years. You've been outside for 5 minutes, and you forgot your keys, and you went back in to get them, and he got so excited. This is a great stylization for a dog. Fucking amazing. And again, very warm color scheme, same purple line art. I want to hug him. He looks fluffy, and he looks fluffy without needing too many lines to accentuate his fur. And he's barely shaded too. But unlike Camila, you'll see that he has a little bit more blocky stuff going on. What's your philosophy on drawing something or someone that already exists, like a Pomeranian, but it needs to be your style and it has to roll in the story? Well, you would take what you think would fit in your art style and stylize an animal. It's not super hard to do. Furries do it all the time, but you have to know the anatomy before you actually try it. Rip for the good boy, but yes, Missile, best boy. It's a Pomeranian. It's a perfect Pomeranian. I love him so much. I want a Pom. If I ever have another dog in my lifetime, I want a Pomeranian. Because, like, A, Whittle, B, good boy. And he's actually such an important character, and people don't notice at a glance because you look at him and it's like head empty. Okay, so Detective Jowd. This one is a character that we're gonna have to look at the 3D model. If we look at the talk sprite, we're gonna have to be from like the chest up. Depresso Father. Jowd is such a fun character because Jowd actually gets an outfit change mid-game. He starts out like this. He spends most of this game in his painter's coat, and it's bright fucking pink. Jowd has French fry hair. Every character in this game has really strong shapes for their hair and strong shapes in general for their design. And Jowd is a good way to show why. It's because of the 3D models. So toon shaders are notoriously finicky. I've used them once or twice back in college. And the best way to get a toon shader to actually respond to your whim is to get rid of the lines. It's the first time I've seen a game like that uses the 3D and 2D sprites to such great effect and matches the art style to perfection. It's not easy to do. If you know anything about this character, there's symbolism to this character of he has a dark past, a splotch past, and they show that through him wearing this fucking bright fucking pink painter's jersey that always has paint on it. Like, he's very well aware of his past sins, and they're very clearly displayed on the character. He's also in a prison uniform, which I'm so glad they didn't make it like black and white. It looks so much softer and blue. But they still kept the sprite. It's still cartoony. He has a really strong face. Jowd has a very chiseled face, and very square. Jowd gives you shit through most of your encounter with him, and it shows that he has a bit of snark. He's a messy guy. He doesn't always have his thoughts in order, but he's also fucking built. Gigantic, but gentle soul. He's a painter and doesn't really do anything like, he feels bad because he fired a gun once. Dead ass, chat. He's like, I'm not supposed to use this for murder. And I think it really shows that despite the fact that he's such a large character, they made him very non-threatening. Part of that, I think, has to do a lot with the way that they shaped his shoulders. Usually when you do guys that big, their shoulders are more lifted. There is a droop in his shoulders that gives him vulnerability. It's a very subtle bit of body language, but the game executes it so well. I love Jowd, and I really like the painter outfit. I like that it's pink, because you guys know I'm biased. Pink. Good. Dad. So Cabanela's a wacky dude. When I first saw him, I was immediately reminded of David Tennant's performance as the Doctor, because he's a wacky dude. He's like a dude in a fucking bright white trench coat. Who fucking wears white?
Kiryu Kazama.
At glance, he might seem sleazy, but he's not. You wanna know why, though? It's because the fact that his character looks not friend-shaped at all. He's very pointy. Usually when a character is as pointy as Cabanela, it immediately makes you suspicious. But they made up for it with body language. My guy looks hella gay, like 80% of the time. He has a very flamboyant personality, and it shows in just the way he's standing. He's standing like leg out, hand on hip, wrist limp, you know? He's very much giving quirky. He doesn't give sleaze because he's not standing around with a posture that would say, oh, this dude is a sleazeball. Not even a little bit. If anything, he seems like a guy who looks like he's laid back. He's not. No, Cabanela is probably one of the most uptight characters in this game in his own weird way. But I like the way that they made Whitecoat spotless. There is a very intentional duality between him and Detective Jowd in the game, as the detective with the white coat, no stain on his records, no scandal, no nothing, perfect detective, and the detective with the bright fucking pink jacket with splotches all over it, who has faced his past, knows that he fucked up, and is making up for it now. But Cabanela's design, in general, it's not only a clever play on two characters, it kind of shows how stressed out this dude actually is. He hides it through very flamboyant mannerisms, through standing around funny, but his hair's starting to gray. I really like it though, because the game takes you for a ride with him. I didn't trust him at all right up until the end because he's shaped very, very pointy. At the same time, I wanted to like him. He's very likable, he's very funny. And can we just talk about the giant red scarf, please? It's a much needed pop of color for this character. If they had made him like a pure white outfit, he would have looked really unapproachable. So giving him like a bright red accessory like that, the popped color, you know, Mireille, it makes him look way friendlier than what he would have looked like otherwise if he did not have it. I think that it was a really good choice. They could have made the scarf shorter, but there is a sense of flow to his character that I think that they wanted to preserve, and they did a really good job. I like Cabanela's design a lot, and if you play Ghost Trick, you might love him or you might hate him. He's one of those characters that you either love immediately or you do not like him at all. I loved him from the get-go. The cat. So, this is Sissel. Yes, it's the same name as the pro tag. You heard me right. This is a character design that I fell in love with at a glance, to the point that I was like, I'm making this my model. And Information told me, literally right after the last stream for Ghost Trick, he was like, I caught it, and I didn't want to say anything, but I laughed my ass off after I saw the video. Black cats are usually associated with bad luck, and sadly, they are the cat that's abandoned the most. A lot of people still hold that superstition that a black cat is unlucky. It's not true at all, by the way. They're the sweetest things ever. But I like that they made him solid black, or solid purple in this case. But however, since the lineup for everyone is purple, your eye is tricked into thinking it's a black cat immediately. It's a really nice, clever little bit. Your brain is stupid, chat. Like, the human brain is an idiot and will literally make shit up, fill in holes by itself. So, this is a black cat. In Japan, black cats are good luck. Not even a pink nose or nothing. Nothing. So, like, Sissel is a void creature. I have one of those. I own one. I own a void creature. Sissel is a void creature, but it's a void creature with fantastic design. We watched this Gintama episode, like, literally today.
Characters should be unique enough for anyone to be able to tell who they are just by their silhouette.
Sissel. Immediately you know. It's a cat. It's a cute fucking cat. It's a cat with a red bandana, with bright yellow eyes, just little baby pink ears, and you might see him and you might be a little bit confused. He shows up a few times throughout the game, but he throws you for a loop every time once you learn the truth about the character that it's like, wait, really? No mouth, void creature.
The void meows at you.
Nyam! He's meant to, I think, be the opposite of Missile. It's the cat from Nichijou. I adore Sissel's design. It's so simple, but it's so effective. The huge eyes. If you compare Sissel to Missile, he's much pointier. He looks like an asshole, because guess what, he is. So, like, I actually, while I was playing this and, like, knocking shit off shelves and stuff, you can do that, I was like, wow, this dude acts like a cat. Well, little did I know that, you know, you can move objects, you can manipulate objects. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those videos of cats trying to knock shit off shelves until the owner goes, hey, and then the cat just makes eye contact and backs away. I feel like this is Sissel. Again, great design. It's so eye-catching. Immediately, it's like, oh my god, I want that cat. But yeah, Sissel, not much to say about this one, except he is a fucking gigantic spoiler. Play the game. Ray! So, Ray has another design, but I love the red Pixar lamp. I do! Like, if someone just comes into a stream, you're gonna be like, Lily, why the fuck are you showing me a Pixar lamp? This thing has so much personality. It's a lamp on a box, but whenever you're in the junkyard where Ray is hanging out at, it's going to be dancing. It wiggles around, like, it moves. And it's so fucking cute because, like, if you know who the lamp actually is, it makes perfect sense that he's wiggling like that. But don't think about it, you'll be fine. So yeah, Ray, great design. It's a lamp on a crate. It wiggles around. It's so funny. If you know who this actually is, it's 10 times funnier. And because it actually is Missile! Ray, the lamp, is Missile in old man form. Giant spoiler, cover your ears. Missile has the same powers as Sissel after 10 years. Missile's initial power, and you will play around with Missile during the game, he will join you at one point. Missile can swap objects that have the same shape. That's like his death power. So, Missile was not able to go back in time and save Camila, that's his owner, the cute little thing with the purple hair. And so, he got powers because he was standing next to Sissel, Yomiel, for you, when he died, and Sissel kind of gives off radiation that gives people powers of the dead. He wasn't strong enough to be able to save them, so he stuck around for 10 years until the cat died, and the cat got powers. That'd be Sissel to you. It's so fucking complicated. Just play the game. You won't even, the worst part is that I'm telling you guys this, but you won't even fucking get it at all until you play the game either. It's an amazing story. The fuck is this story? Amazing. Just play it, play it. I can't do it justice, but point is, Missile waited in that lamp. He called himself Ray, and the reason that lamp is wiggling is it's like the dog's tail wiggling because he's so happy because the plan is finally gonna work. The goodest of boy, God, the best dog. It's such a great way to show like an older Pomeranian too, because like hair over the eyes, you don't show the tail, so it's more regal. The ears are whoopy because he's old and he has a beard. It's just so precious. I love Missile. Oh, me in 10 years. So I joke that this was me in 10 years, but like low-key, it might actually be me in 10 years. I think her name is Emma. She's such a funny character. Design-wise alone, she's so striking. Like, the first thing you'll notice about her is her hair. Her hair is a rose. And the really cool thing about her is that when she gets mad, it opens. It blooms. It's a character, like, chat, I need to know, for anybody who's never played Ghost Trick, what vibes are you getting from this character? Besides Pink Thing, what vibes are you getting? Bitch, no, besides that, but you haven't, if you have not played Ghost Trick. She's better than you. She writes erotic friend fiction. Not Tina Belcher, diva. Raunchy. Yeah, you're all right. This woman is a diva, but her job, she writes smut while she gets fucking plastered on fucking cheap wine in her gaudy ass apartment. And like, that's her fucking thing. It's an incredibly like fabulous looking woman, but she walks with like a hunchback because the bags are so fucking big. I love Emma's design. This is me in 20 years, I swear to God. Cause like, she's fabulous in such a raunchy way. She's not showing too much skin, but like, it's so overtly sexy as a design as well. Cause like, the dress is low cut, she has really big jewelry, it's skin tight, the fat fucking gold bracelets, the wine, the fur. She kind of like gives old school glam, but in the Ace Attorney fucking quirky way, which is like, you know, silly and very, very colorful. And like the way she walks, it's almost like a rose that's wilting. For a majority of the game, she's in a feud with her husband, which you help fix, actually, fun fact. So it's almost like she's wilting a little bit. She's sad, but she doesn't show it. She's just getting plastered at all times. Like one of her signature moves is just like clinking her wine glass to the air, and that's it. I like her. I don't think she's a shit person, despite the fact that she did some mean stuff, because she had a right to be angry, chat. It's literally you. It's me in 15 years. It's me after I've had a kid and I'm still drawing, but sometimes I'm writing smut on the side. Yeah, no, yeah, you actually get to trap her in a chandelier, which is really funny. It's kind of like a bit of slapstick humor, which I love. I love her! So Amelie is a character that at a glance, you might see her and you might think, oh, this girl is gonna be a brat. No. She is the sweetest thing. She has like drilled twin tails with big pink ribbons, and you're like, oh my god, she's gonna be awful. She's so cute. But she's sick for a good majority of the game. She's like sitting in bed with her ice pack on her forehead, baby girl. Despite the fact that she doesn't have a ton of screen time, she's designed really well. And she's designed to look vulnerable because she's sick. She has like a little blushy, the big twin tail. She's in her PJs with like her little slippers. It's a cute little color scheme. It's such a contrast to like her mom's entire vibe. Also, that mom 1,000,000,000% dyes her hair pink because the dad has black hair. But she looks so cute and whittle, and you just want to hug her because like poor baby, and her parents argue all the time. However though, she kind of takes it on the chin. It's funny. She only has bratty moments when she needs to get something that she absolutely needs to happen, like calling her dad. I love her talk sprite too. It's just, the shapes on the hair are phenomenal. And again, most of the NPC designs in this are so striking because they know that they have a small screen, so they have to make the best of it. Now this is her dad. So why does he look like he's 60 years old? He's stressed. This is a dude who dies of natural causes in the game because he flung his medicine in a fit of panic, alright? He got giga anxiety, and if once you save him, he fucking takes so much Xanax, I'm surprised he didn't die again immediately. This is a great character design. It's a military man. He's a justice minister. You don't need much except for the uniform, really. Gray hair comes from stress. He's graying out because of the stress, yeah. And like, he looks like a very stern man. I think the fucking Hulk Hogan mustache helps a lot with that. It's a mustache that immediately elongates his face. It makes him look so droopy and so sad, but it's a simple military uniform. It doesn't need a lot. It's just the very eye-catching jacket. But the main thing that people look at is the most desaturated part of his face, which is, of the character, which is his hair, head and face. Does he have a name? I think he does, but I don't quite remember it. I think they never tell you, actually, just the minister. It's a simple character design, but it works. It gets the point across. It conveys a lot of personality, despite the fact that the outfit's fairly simple, because it's just a military uniform. Assuming he was not aging prematurely because of how horny his wife is. Yeah, no. A woman like that will drain your life force. Source, I am that woman. Yeah, great character, very stern. He has a sprite in 2D that doesn't have as many facial wrinkles when he's not as stressed out, but I'm so used to seeing him like, boo, that I'm just using that one. Pray for boy formation. What? He's fine. Excuse, why? He's fine. Mexico alien, yeah. It's okay, he can keep up with me. Oh, so, this is Yomiel. I I can't tell you guys a lot about this character, except he's actually he's the real antagonist for this game, for the most part. Like, you don't really get to see a ton of him for a good chunk of the game. He works with you towards the end. And I don't know if you guys noticed the similarity with the shapes, but this is the guy whose body originally is the MC. But he is the originator of the powers of the dead. He got hit by a meteorite that if you die in the meteorite's presence, you gain powers as a spirit. You can't die, you can't pass on. And he actually died because of the meteorite. It skewered him through the spine and it got lodged inside of his body. So he is perpetually stuck in his corpse. He's not alive, but he's not dead. He can't feel pain. He's like perpetually living and dying in like the same 4 minutes. He's been like that for 10 years. He can exit his body at will, and he actually does a lot of shit. He can control people, though. That is his main skill. He also can control objects to a degree, but he can control people. So he serves as the game's primary antagonist. You wouldn't know it to look at this model, though. It's so funny, because this is a model you get for him after he loses his body. Why does Junker Yomiel got a horse cock, though? Does he? No, it's a fire extinguisher, you bitch! I like how you can instantly tell who this is. Again, it's character work through shapes. To be able to keep the fact that it's Sissel, they grabbed a horn and they just bent it and gave him the sunglasses. I don't know where he got those, but he did. When you're learning to draw human anatomy, the easiest thing you can do is block it out. And this is a good example of how you can block out a human body without actually using flesh, without using human anatomy. So if you know your stuff, you'll know that it's comprised of a few different blocks. The top part of your torso, which is wider than the bottom part, and then the legs and arms. They have a specific length, yes, up to a point, but if you're doing an object design like this, you can get creative, so that's why he has like the big claw hand. But it's fun because it's, despite the fact that it's a pure object, it's still proportioned pretty much perfectly, like a lanky dude. What if bottom wider than torso? Then usually woman. This is a case though, since Yomiel is a pretty lanky dude, his shoulder and hip width is very similar. When someone has a Dorito body, they have pretty wide shoulders. So Yomiel is very lanky, so his hips are not super narrow or super wide. I love this character. This is a dude that you look at him and you immediately think, this guy's a deranged scientist. The game tries to tell you that he's like the superintendent of the junkyard, but I saw him and I immediately went, nah man, mad fucking doctor. He has a pigeon on his head. This is like as quirky as you can get. Also, his nose is all the way up to his fucking forehead. It's not really, but it's one of those dudes that wears super oversized glasses. So he looks like a goblin. I think that's by design. He's hunched over. He has like pants that are too short. His shirt looks like he hasn't washed it in 2 weeks, but the coat is pristine. He has like, he's balding, but he has his pigeon as a head warming. His glasses are way too big, nose gigantic. It has so much personality. This is a dude that like has been living as a hermit for like 10 years. The man barely shows up, and he's still one of the most important characters. He's a very plot relevant character. Most characters are very plot relevant in this game. And it's because he has such a pivotal part to play in the story, but his design is so wacky, I love it so much. You can hang a coat on that nose, it's very, very pointy. Also, he has a very Professor Farnsworth vibe, and it fits, because he works with Cabanela, mostly, which is two really wacky dudes in white coats. The pigeon is friendship, it's really funny. The pigeon doesn't do much, but he's like an accessory to this character's design, I love it. He talks shit of almost all the characters he speaks with. It's so funny, because this dude has no chill. But yeah, he barely has color. The most saturated part of his design is his green hair on his pigeon, and that's where you should be looking. This is a design that I actually fell in love with as soon as I saw it, and she's in the game for 2 minutes. Alma! So, this is Camila's mom. You can tell immediately because their hair is the same color. I love Alma. Fucking top tier MILF. She's not in the game for long. She's a result of an altered timeline where she is still alive. I don't know if you guys will notice, but she shares a lot of design similarities with Camila, besides the hair being the same color, a very similar color. She has the big red brooch that Camila has. If anything, her outfit mirrors her with a completely different shape. Where Camila has an outfit that's more cone-shaped because she's younger, let me show you guys. Alma has an outfit that's more form-fitting, it's more mature, it's a pencil skirt, it's like an A-line, it's a pencil skirt with like a, you know, blue dress. She has the little white coat on top, but it's more of a like, it's a light blue, it's a more baby blue, because white is like super pure for a color, right? Especially for a little girl character. Alma gives that vibe, but they wanted to make the design look a little bit more mature, while giving it a very similar color scheme. She doesn't have the big yellow ribbon or anything, a big yellow on her person, doesn't need it though. Because the thing that makes her striking is the hair. Oh wait, no, yes she does. I actually did not see that. She has a big yellow ribbon as well, but it's not as high up as Camila's, so you might miss it at a glance. Same thing, right? So you can tell immediately that like 90% of the genetics for Camila have got to be the mother. So pretty, like she has like bigger lips, like it's a very mature looking character in a very like almost ethereal way. She's a character you can't really believe how pretty she is because she's not supposed to be there, but she is. And her entire family is all the better for it. You could almost say that this is Camila as an adult, but not really though, because their vibes are different. Camila's vibe is a little bit more energetic, a little bit more go-getter. Alma's very serene. Very, very serene, and it shows in the design. She has her hands clasped in front of her. Very elegant, very graceful character. And she has a desaturated version of her daughter's color palette. Ah, evil. This game is fucking hilarious because all of the bad guys, they're all blue. I think it was meant to show that A, they're evil, B, they're like foreigners, they're from like a different country. Like, we all know which country it is, because we know stereotypes, but they never say it, right? It had a Cold War aesthetic. This isn't one character, this is the murder character. There's like 2 of these in the game that you dispatch pretty unceremoniously, I recall, if I recall clearly. Yeah, here's the other one. One of them wears glasses, and the other one doesn't. And the key thing to note in these character design is that A, very, very stylish, B, the only times you will see characters use a predominantly almost black shade are with these characters. They are also the only characters that have predominantly cool tone designs because A, they're blue, B, evil. One is almost blind. Why the shotgun? Because that's the bit. Because this game loves jokes. Like Ace Attorney writers love jokes and they love puns. It's a greenish black. I will say that this color, it's more of a really, really dark sea green. But thankfully, it doesn't clash with the purple line art. And you will notice that this dude has some of the hardest shade blocking in the game as well. They're supposed to be really, really severe looking characters. Because they're evil. Everything about this character is pointy. There's no soft angle anywhere to be seen. Angular, like from like the angle of the elbows to the way that he's bending his knee, to the shoes, to the hat, and the super pointy nose. Nothing about this character is soft or approachable at all. It's a murderer, it's a hitman, you can tell at a glance that it's a hitman, and it's all thanks to this game's magnificent play on shape and color. The only warm tone thing on this character, besides the shotgun, is the tie. And it's like blood red, which fitting considering these dudes are A, hitmen, B, they get splatted. But yeah, this is one of the murderers. This is the first one you run into when you start the game. This is the other one. So right away, it's the same fucking outfit, pretty much, to a T, except for one key difference, besides the weapon. He has glasses. And his posture is not nearly as relaxed. This guy is really uptight. This guy, this one was like Nearsighted Joe, I think that was his name. Oh wait, no, this is One Step Ahead Tango, and the other one was Nearsighted Jigo. So this is a sniper that wears glasses, and he already looks so much more uptight than the other one because he literally tries to kill Camila first and then Lynne. And Lynne, he succeeds, but you know. Same outfit as the other one, but the way that this design changes is the glasses and his posture. The action line is also really important. By silhouette alone, you should be able to tell what a character's deal is, and this dude's deal is, I need to go get that murder done. I am busy. I have places to be. I'm on the run. I'm on the go. Let's do it. Move it, move it, move it. One step ahead. There is a certain sense of urgency in his stance. It's very tense. He's holding that gun like he's about to fucking pop off any minute, and it's so fucking funny because besides the glasses, it's the same design as the other dude. This game really relies a lot, and it's great, on character personality to get shit done. It's so fucking funny, I love it. He also uses that gun to eat donuts. Oh yeah, in the game, he has an animation where he scoops out a donut, eats it, and like he's sitting in the chair. I think he's like tapping his foot or something the whole time he's sitting on that chair. It's in a dude that's always in a hurry. Like, as soon as he learns that Lynne is like not coming back to the apartment, he just dips. He looks like the first henchman Joker kill is just to make a point. Dead ass. The glasses give him angry chibi eyes. If only the ears are not as pointy. Well, because they're human, so they wanted to have them have human features. But you don't need the ears to be pointy if the rest of the silhouette is pointy. The ears are actually inside of the character, so they don't need to be pointy. If they stuck out, they would need to be pointy. I actually really like the 2D render for beauty as well. The first time I saw this character before I played Ghost Trick, JC showed it to me and I waved it off. Because at a glance, I didn't really get what her deal was until she fucking opened her mouth. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, like, once I actually, this is why, like, getting to know a character is so important to me, because I am that bitch that if a character does not look interesting to me at a glance, I was like, first of all, why is she blue? Second of all, meh. But now that I've played the game, this might be my favorite design in the entirety of the game. It's so fucking striking. In all the best ways. Like, she's still blue. But unlike the other blue dudes, she has a bit more accent color on her person. She has bright blonde hair in the weirdest hairstyle possible. She kind of reminds me of Stella from Interstellar 5555, but an evil version, right? Blue skin, blonde hair. I love the hairstyle because it frames her face, but it takes away some of that angle. She still looks mean, mind you. She still looks evil, and that's mainly because she has a femme fatale aesthetic. It's a very sexy character. Like, hourglass figure, fat badubas, the black gloves, the tights, the fucking tight outfit in general, but they softened up her face to make her look super beautiful without her being super pointy. The hairstyle helps with this. The hairstyle adds a sense of flow. I would never understand how to draw that personally. I'd have to give it the ye old college try. It's like a really fancy bun, but Beauty's a great design. It's a character that is sexy while still being 80% covered by fabric, which leads me to say, once again, that when it comes to make a character sexy, the solution is not show more skin. Nuh-uh. The solution to make a character sexy should always be, what's their personality? Shape the character design around the personality, and if your character is meant to be sexy, the fucking design will help you. Nothing wrong with Goonie design. I love it, I live for it, but I prefer Goonie with a purpose. If you popped open a button on Beauty's shirt and like showed boobs, I think it would actually take away from her character. Part of her thing is that she's really, really strict. A strict character like her would never show cleavage. She doesn't need to rely on her looks. She gets the job done because she's that competent. If you're gonna make a character design sexy, work around the character's personality. Think about if you want to show skin or not. Would the character do this? Why would they do it? Would it serve a purpose to their design? Would it show off personality? If the answer is yes, let the girls out. If the answer is no, think about it. Look at Kafka, she's covered from head to toe and she's still super sexy. Is that a fancy pipe or a whip? I think it's a riding crop, actually. Which again, if you know anything about BDSM culture, a pretty common thing for like the fucking dominatrix to have. So yeah, this is a very sexy design without having to show too much skin, which I love. She's a professional, yeah, it shows. The reason she's paired with Mr. Simp is because she needs a foil to be entertaining while being still serious. Yeah, like, I love, we're gonna talk about Mr. Simp in a minute. I love their dynamic because she's super serious. She might be too serious for Ghost Trick if she did not have the Simp. He's literally there to lighten the mood so her character can exist without making the game's tone way more serious than what it should be. So, okay, let's go. Let's talk about complementing character dynamics and complementing character design. So while Beauty is a very statuesque woman with a fucking knockout hourglass figure, we have her Simp, whom I love. Unlike Cabanela, which might seem like he could be sleazy at a glance, this guy is pure sleaze, okay? Pure sleaze, but he's also very charming. This is a complimentary character. This character exists so that Beauty does not fuck with the tone of the game, right? If Beauty was by herself, she would make the game way more serious than what the writers intended it to be. He's a gentleman. Yeah, he looks like a slime ball, but he's not. He's actually really nice. He looks sleazy, he acts a little bit sleazy, but for the most part, this character is actually a complimenting character to Beauty. When you're making complementing character designs, the most important thing to keep in note, one of the ways you can do it is color schemes. Unlike the other assassin dudes, this guy has a more relaxed silhouette. He's shorter, his pants are shorter, but he also has about the same amount of red as you would expect to see on Beauty. So complementing characters can be done through their dynamic, and that's kind of why they exist to play off each other. But design-wise, it is important if you're gonna have complementing characters, add in a little bit of something. A little something, a little accent color, accent accessory that ties the character together as a pair. For example, Callie and Marie, they have opposing color schemes. For example, they're like the Squid Sisters, opposing color schemes, but their outfits match. Complementary character designs are really fun to come up with because you have to make sure that they bounce off each other, not just personality-wise, visually as well. I think the Beauty and the Simp are a great example of that. Because they have uniforms, they all have uniforms, all the foreigners have uniforms, but his is meant to be more relaxed, less serious, while Beauty's is borderline bondage in some places. Like, look at the belt. She's very uptight, very serious, and the Simp is not. And I think that makes Beauty a character that still fits in this game, whilst allowing her to have a way darker personality than everybody else in Ghost Trick. It's very rare that you get devs and character designers that pay that level of detail to their character designs to make sure that everyone who's in the story is unique. It happens more with narrative heavy games like these. Ace Attorney also has really striking character designs because you're reading a lot. You're watching a lot of CGs, and keeping things interesting through character design is a way to keep the player engaged without going too heavy on the flashy animations or like super intense gameplay, because narrative games don't have gameplay that's like super Ghost Trick has some really interesting gameplay, which I'm not gonna get into, but for the most part, it's a very narrative heavy game. So interesting NPC design is very helpful. Oh, eyebrows! Now, this dude's name is Sid, and at a glance, you can tell it's like mini Dr. Evil, right? You can tell what this dude's deal is at a glance. He is the main bad guy. He's actually the real antagonist of Ghost Trick, believe it or not. Does he look it? No! My man looks straight out of Kim Possible. Smurf salad. But he's a pretty intimidating figure in his own right while being a very silly character. The way he looks now, though, the shit-eating grin really makes him look not as serious as he would otherwise. He's still very pointy, though. There's like no soft ruffles on the cape. They're making the silhouette stand with be pointy with the cape because his pants are actually pretty foofy. But the round details on this character are by design to make him look a little bit less and a little bit sillier. He needs his own Shigo. He has Yarp. He does look like older Dr. Draken. He does. Yeah, he's straight out of Kim Possible. It's kind of like the old archetype for the supervillain of the old James Bond movies, but it's so fucking funny. And the way that this is executed is great, because, like, the main point of interest is his eyebrows. My man's has no hair. Nothing. Not a fucking strand of hair on that head, but the eyebrows do a lot of the work. Lord Farquaad Bad. Yeah, it's like it's a very short dude that carries himself with a lot of confidence, which I like. He's always eating grapes. He has, like, his feed me grapes machine, which is really funny. Again, like the rest of the evil faction, he has his uniform, but he's the one that has the most decoration and the most warm tones in there because he's like a high-ranking official. So he needs to have his look stand out a little bit more. And through shapes, as most things in this game, they manage to do it because of the giant nose, the really big eyebrows, the big cape, the almost pauldron things he has on, the shoulder pads. And just like a very strategic use of blue and red as colors. Because like, if you guys have ever seen blue and red together, they do not match. They clash so bad. But, used accordingly, they actually make for some really nice accents. It's super silly, but also very cunning and smart, yep. Yeah. So like, this is what I picture Waves Row would look like if he was evil. And honestly, silhouette-wise, perfect henchman. I saw him and I went, Yarp, immediately. Narp. Brick shithouse of a man. Big shoulders and like super strict military posture and pointy ass hair. It's a character design that like, they knew that if they designed this in any other way, he would look too serious, so they made it silly as shit. The hair is meant to be silly, the goggles are meant to be silly, yet you can tell that it's a henchman at a glance because he Kronk vibes, right? Yarp square, very pointy in the head, but very silly because he literally spanks his console whenever he uses it. It's like the thing I said about Jowd earlier, that his shoulders showcase vulnerability. This dude is the opposite. This guy is meant to look a little bit more intimidating. So like, Jowd and this dude are almost the same size. Look at his shoulders. Look at Jowd's shoulders. There is a droop there. There is vulnerability. There is fragility almost to a dude that's so large, but so damaged and so burdened by his own sins. And then you go look at Yarp. And it's like, nope, standing straight, proud, I'm gonna serve my country for evil with our weird-ass technology. It's silly serials, which combines with Sith's silly. Yeah, exactly. Again, complementing designs. One of them is really tall, the other one's really short. One of them has really big eyebrows. This dude has no eyebrows at all. Pointy hair, no hair. Complementing character designs. A lot of that in the evil people faction. Big X on the costume as well. The thing that makes it henchman is just like the blank expression. The posture. The posture sells the henchman thing a lot. Big buttons, still military uniform, but a little bit more spy supervillain than the others. This one's not a hitman. This is a high-ranking military official. I love it. Cheapkin! So, this is a character that, like, this is like a true NPC, right? The chef for the chicken kitchen. He shows up in a few bits of the game, singing about chicken at every chance he gets. I think that from now on it's very minor NPC, so I'm not gonna go too far into it, but when you think goofy chef design, this is kind of what you picture. Very warm tones, jolly, chubby, big nose. He has a bottle of wine in his fucking hat. Like, he has, like, the really round body, which is, like, the main body of the chicken. His arms are really short, like little baby chicken wings, and he has, like, little spindly legs, like a chicken. It's really fun. It's a great character. He sings everything he does. It's really cute. And, like, none of this game has voice, but you can hear his voice in your mind, right? Like, you can hear it. It's so silly. Like, voice. Wait, put a clip of, like, what you think this dude would sound like. It's gonna be awful.
I have a question for God. Wow!
I love it. He would sound like Mario, but, like, a little more jolly. Also, the nose. The nose is like a chicken leg. Oh, memory. Dude, this chick causes so much trouble for everyone. This is the only, like, she causes a dual murder, chat. Because she was trying to plant, she's a detective, like, she's like Lynne, but she's in the special investigation unit. And her whole thing is, A, she hits on everybody, B, she likes to bug chicken. Are those rollerblades? Oh yeah, it's a super fancy restaurant, but Ace Attorney Silly dictates that the waitress has a chicken hat and she rollerblades around the restaurant. She's so cute though. Again, minor NPC, fat tits, pink rollerblades and the silly chicken hat and green hair. Like, the only bit of cool tone in her character is that her hair, which is great. Black eyes, just like everybody else. And it's just like it's a very playful character, and she's kind of a fuck up, and she looks like a fuck up, if that makes sense. Like, she looks like she's right about to trip on those skates and make your life, and make it your problem. Deadass. Martini Man. That looks like a wig. So this dude is in the game, like, barely. His deal is mixing drinks. Memory has a huge crush on him. I think he's a detective too. But his whole deal is like, I'm gonna mix drinks, nobody bother me, and that's it. But like, the thing that makes this design so striking is how silly the hair looks. Everyone in this restaurant looks like a fucking idiot, but since everybody looks like an idiot when everyone's stupid, no one is. So it's a great design, because it's not a black suit, it's a purple suit with bright fucking blue hair. This is the most banging NPC in the entire game. Chat, don't fucking at me. This man is fabulous. He's my favorite NPC in this entire game. This is a character who has a matching uniform, again, a complimentary character, with the other guard in the prison, but through sheer personality, they fucking sell it. I love Bailey. I love Bailey. He's so fucking funny. Like, he pops that ass like nobody's business. It's so fucking funny because, like, it's a dude in a police uniform. But, like, the first thing I noticed about him when I was playing the game, I was like, yo, why he's sitting like that? And then I saw that his partner was hunched over in his seat, and I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking smart. Because obviously, you have two dudes in matching uniforms, you'd think, oh, they're gonna be the same NPC. No! They are completely different characters in the best way possible. This is his guard friend, probably gay lover that they bone on the desk and destroy the house of cards every fucking 10 hours. This is friend. This is Bailey's guard mate. I don't remember what his name is. I'm so bad with names. Cause like Bailey, when he gets nervous, he starts dancing. It's so funny because the other guard is just like, let me film it. Yo, let me get the fucking footage. Gay cop number 2. Yeah, he's like the more like fab gay, and the other dude is the gay that's low-key. And it's so fucking funny that like they have the same outfit, chat, the same design, except for hair color. And by sheer personality, it's a completely different character. I really like whoever drew these. Please get a raise. They need a raise. It's so good. It's almost a crime to have someone wear such a drab uniform. We should be wearing something more fabulous. But that's the funny thing, right? That's what makes it funny. The thing that makes Bailey such a funny character is that he's a fucking guard in a max security prison, and he sits and acts like that. It's a completely unserious person in a very serious position. It's great. That's how you do a silhouette. Yeah, it is. It actually is. This is masterful character design. So let's look at Bailey's cellmate. Again, same uniform, but he's hunched over in his seat. He's way more relaxed. He's like giving Bailey shit every 2 minutes. He's like the high gay that's more low-key. He's so cool though. He's building a house of cards. He's like, meh, no reason getting anxious about this bullshit. And yeah, that's it. Like, it's the same uniform, but it's a completely different person. I love it so much. This dude gets drunk on the job. The rocker. So he's not in the game that much. This is the dude that was like tricked into revealing state secrets through the lyrics of a song. It's a pretty fun design, very spiky, very fun, very punk rock. It gets the point across at a glance, which is, you know, good character design. He has his guitar, the way that he walks, like he haunches around like fucking strumming notes while he goes. It's so annoying, but it fits the character. So I like this one. I think it's really cool. Very pink hair, which I vibe with. So okay. This dude fucking creeped me the fuck out. Sausage head. I thought this dude was gonna be a way bigger part of the story than he was. I was very wrong, but he is very off-putting. His thing is he likes curry. That's it. I don't know if he's alive or not. He sickens me, but look at that face. This guy is meant to be off-putting. He's designed to be off, like he's in a max security prison. He's trying to tunnel his way out. And he's so creepy, chat, cause like unblinking, just smiles all the time. He like fucking flushes himself into the fucking ground behind the toilet to kind of dig out his way out the prison. Like this is a dude who knows that he's innocent and he doesn't care. He's getting out of prison one way or another. But it's very off-putting and it's all in the face. He's very rubber hosey. He became rich in the end of the game. I love that. He moves like a fucking cryptid. He does! Wait, put an animation up. He moves like a fucking cryptid. It's so creepy, but I like the design. It gives its intended purpose, which is, This is one of the other detectives, I think. There's a bunch of these in the game that help Cabanela out in bits and pieces. Oh, he's a truck driver. So this is a dude whose life we can save completely by accident. And I got him killed once by mistake, but it was funny. Guy in a suit with a hat. Easy peasy. Like, you can tell that he is meant to be just passing NPC, but he does the job well. The hippie! I hate this character, but I love this character. Does that make sense? So like, tell me annoying hippie and I will show you this character. He's like, this dude single-handedly is responsible for the fact that the fucking evil spy corporation cannot fucking get their hands on the meteorite that they've been looking for. Hold it! This is the Phoenix, right? This actually is one of Cabanela's detectives, a guy in a blue suit. They want to be like Cabanela, so they're trying to like imitate his posture, but they don't have like the flair, so they just look stiff. And then the other one, who does not want to be like Cabanela, not outwardly at least, so he just stands like a normal person. Big glasses, very bright suits. I like that a lot. It makes them look less drab than they would look like otherwise. They're not confident enough. They're not there yet, but they're working on it. Oh my god, this is the character does he not have shoes? Oh! Yeah. So this character gave Burple a headache. So this is the chief of police. He has a Hitler stash. But his whole thing, chat, is that he takes off his shoes under his desk when he gets nervous and he scratches his legs with his feet. It's so gross. But it's so fucking funny because like, when he's sitting at his desk, he looks like so serious, but since you have like a diorama view of the room, you can see him like anxiously scratching his legs with his feet. It's a great play on deadpan humor because the guy looks like he means serious business, and then you pan down. And he's like, his shoes are off and he's scratching himself with his feet. It's so fucking funny. It's a great design. That little bit about the character alone gave him so much personality that I was like, yeah, okay, I get what his vibe is immediately. His vibe is, I have anxiety, an athlete's foot. And then, obviously, Evil Doctor. Again, another NPC, not super prominent, but like, he's an evil, right? Because he's blue. You can tell right away when a character is not nice in Ghost Trick because they have the blue skin tone. Oh my god, Lily, that's racist. The game made me racist. Because all of the blue dudes are bad guys, and he's not friend-shaped at all. This is an entirely fucking cool tone color palette, by the way. There's like not an ounce of warmth in there by design. And he's just like a hunched over doctor. He doesn't even know why someone died. He was trying to take like the corpse pulse. It was really, really funny. The fucking hooked nose and like the briefcase. It's great because you can tell that he's a sham at a glance. It's so funny. I think that's everyone though in Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick I think has some of the best work I've seen so far in terms of like, Wave, I demand you only play Ghost Trick music for this. Only Ghost Trick music. Except if it's something funny. It's such clean character concept work and like such good design. You can tell that the devs put a lot of love into it and they really thought things through. I like it a lot. If you've never played Ghost Trick, do yourself a favor and pick up a copy. It's in your phone. You can play it on iOS. As for the YouTube video, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've never played Ghost Trick, tell me if you would try it out just based on the character designs. If you have though, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Who's your favorite character in the game? I want to know. So let me know in the comments down below. That's it for YouTube video. Back to stream.